I'm Barb. Welcome to my craft studio. I have a haul to share. It is mainly Hobby Lobby. Um, I do have one item that I got from HSN, an item that I picked up at Target that's not really crafty, and then some candy that I picked up at a local pharmacy. This is one of my favorite candies. It's a sea salt caramel. It's made by Fannie Mae. I also love their pixies. The pixie is basically a turtle. I don't know if Fannie Mae is nationwide or not. HSN, I ordered the Stamps of Life oval flip it card set. I didn't order the extra inserts. It had extra inserts that you could get. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. I think they're almost sold out. Today is HSN Craft Day. If this doesn't get up in time, but I figured eventually she'll put those on her website and maybe I can pick them up then. Or I might see if I can try to create something in Cricut about that size and use it myself. Target, I picked up this Hungry Girl Fast and Easy Cookbook. I try to follow the Mediterranean diet. I don't follow it 100%, but I try to do it more nights than not. I try to do it like 4 to 5 of the 7 days, so that I'm doing reasonably well. I'm eating better than I was before. So, yeah. But this one kind of follows, can really be, a lot of the recipes slide right into the Mediterranean diet, and a lot of them I can, and other ones that don't, I can just tweak them a little bit and they fit. Or sometimes I allow myself that little bit of a cheat. Hobby Lobby, most of it is clearance. There are a couple items that aren't. The Tim Holtz Distress products were on, Tim Holtz products, I should just say, were on sale for 40% off this week. So I bought 2 of the Distress Oxides. I bought Gathered Twigs and Tattered Rose. According to my chart, I don't have either one of these. Hopefully I'm right. I'm just going to start with the stuff that wasn't on sale, or wasn't on clearance. These were on sale. They were 50% off. They're red, white, and blue beads. I'm planning to do my Coke bottles that have my name on it, just put some beads and stuff in them. And I thought I might do the one, I have some Wonder Woman themed beads, so I thought one of them I would fill with Wonder Woman theme. But I know I didn't have enough, but I figured this color would work fine for that. I did find this set of even tinier beads in that color scheme for $1.24, so I picked it up as well. I may not need as many as I bought, but I figured I'd rather have too many than not enough. I think that's all I bought that wasn't clearance. I think everything else is clearance. I bought this watermelon ribbon. I was tempted by a few other ribbons. I behaved myself, but I couldn't leave the watermelon one behind. The watermelon one was screaming my name. Most of the Tim Holtz distress products that were clearanced were gone. I did find this one pack of Distress Oxides. This one's Walnut Stain. Walnut Stain. I'm not sure what the other one is. Let's see if we can real quick get in there just to tell you what color that other one was. Wish I'd have noticed it was twisty. I would have done this before. I hate doing this on camera. The other one is Vintage Photo, which really makes me glad I picked it up, because Vintage Photo, from what I understand, is a good color to have for that type of thing. I also picked up some of the alcohol blending solution, because it was clearanced as well. It was down to $1.49. It can blend, lighten, or remove. I thought it might be good for not just alcohol inks, but any type of ink that you get on your desktop, cleaning that off. So that's why I picked that up. Oops, I forgot I stuck these over here. I had to film once and I had to refilm because for some reason it just stopped filming. I picked up these foil quill tapes. They had a lot of the foil quill stuff clearanced. Now, I want to make this clear. People say, oh, so that's a discontinued product. No, it doesn't. Just because Hobby Lobby is clearancing it out doesn't mean it's a discontinued product. All that means is Hobby Lobby's not going to sell it anymore. We Are Memory Keepers is probably still going to make it. So I don't think We Are Memory Keepers is discontinuing the foil quill, because they're coming out with a new freestyle one that doesn't have a cord. So I don't think they're discontinuing the line. And when a store tells you they're discontinued, that a product is discontinued, 95% of the time, all they mean is they're not carrying it anymore. It's really kind of misleading because when somebody says something's discontinued, to me that says I can't buy it anymore. Really what they mean is we're no longer carrying that product. I bought this 3D texture embossing plate. All I've done with the last one that I bought was make my sample, but I have to say I really like them, and I should work them into a few cards because I've been trying to get out and do more cards and get back into the habit of mailing birthday cards and anniversary cards and what have you. But I really like that one. This one, the pattern name was Tartan. I bought a couple of the Momenta cut and emboss sets. The embossing folder with the trees I thought was really pretty. This one I think was my favorite though, with this tree that has the holiday saying down it. I'm going to have to store these ones separate from my other. Well, since they're both Christmas, I would probably just put it in my Christmas pack. I was going to say otherwise I probably wouldn't store this with my regular embossing folders because of the dies. But since it's Christmas, I'll just stick it into my Christmas binder and keep them together. I found these little matchbooks from Tim Holtz on clearance for $1.99, I believe it was. They only had one set left, but I think what I might try to do is kind of take one and get some measurements so that if I want to make more, I can just create my own out of a nice heavy cardstock and then just decorate them with whatever. Goodness knows I have enough stuff in my craft stash that I can decorate. This was the die that I picked up. This is the type of dies that I was looking for, were the nesting kind of basic shapes, or I was looking for ones that could make card bases, different types of card bases, not just, flat one, but like something a little more intricate. Something like this is hard to cut out by hand. I'd love to find some Cricut files that could do that, but maybe something could be created if you really took the time to do it. Maybe that's something I'll have to play with at some point. But they had two different square ones. I chose this one because honestly it was a little bit cheaper. The other one, I think, and the other one, the squares might have been just slightly bigger than this set, but I think they were both Sizzix. But I went with this one. The only other nesting one I seen was a scalloped oval, and I have a scalloped oval set, so I kind of figured I didn't need another one. I picked up two different Happy Planner notes. These ones were the long, skinny ones. I'm going to do a pet peeve here. Why does Hobby Lobby put the price right on the product? I mean, I still have some packaging here, down here, that could have been put here. And there was also a plastic overlay that covered like half of this. I tore that off because I wanted to be able to look at the inside. And if it was cute, I wanted to be able to show that. This one doesn't happen to have anything cute. It's very plain inside. But why put the price right on the actual product when there's packaging that it could have went on? That's a pet peeve. And maybe it wouldn't bother anybody else, but it kind of annoys me. This one, I loved the cover. I'd seen somebody else share it, and I had looked for it at the other Hobby Lobby, and if they had it, they had already sold it. But I have to say, I also love the inside cover. It's pretty, and the paper has kind of a design on it too, but I love that one. And then I decided to pick up two more of these because they had a total of 4 designs at this Hobby Lobby, so I'm going, okay, which ones did I already buy at the other Hobby Lobby and which ones do I need? I guessed, this one I guessed wrong on. I already had this one. Now what I'm doing is marking out the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm thinking about marking out the days of the week too. And I'm using it for, I'm writing in 2 weeks because that's how often we buy groceries, is every 2 weeks. I could technically write down extra things that I have, because I usually have more than 2 weeks worth of meal things. So I usually have a couple spares just in case. But I'm trying to, and I'm thinking I might mark out the day of the week, just because, like I told hubby, just because it's written under Sunday doesn't mean we have to have it on Sunday. But I'm thinking if I mark that out, that might be more, so he remembers it better. And they have a place over here that you can write groceries in, and I didn't even notice until a little bit ago that it is perforated right here. So if you wanted to use this to meal plan and write down your grocery list, you could just tear this part off and run it to the store. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to note when I mark down, I mainly write down the main dish and figure we can wing the side dishes unless I specifically had something that I wanted to go with that meal. But I'm trying to write down like IP if it's an instant pot meal, or SC if it's a slow cooker meal. If it's like a sheet pan dinner or whatever, so that I have some clue of the prep on that, so that I can mainly, especially like if it's a slow cooker meal, I know that I need to start that meal early in the morning so that it's ready by midday, because we usually have our big meal at lunchtime. If it's a slow cooker meal, we'll usually have it just a little bit later, but and I'm trying to like highlight the meat that needs to be taken out of the freezer. So, because a lot of times hubby will pick out what we're having the next day by looking at my menu plan. This way he can go, oh, let's have that chicken meal. Oh, I need to take chicken out of the freezer for it. That way he just knows that. But that's kind of my intent for it, for those. And then I figured if I had more than one, I can put one on the refrigerator downstairs that has meals on it and keep the other ones upstairs. And then when we go grocery shopping the next week, I can write out the meal plan and rotate them out, so that there's always one down there with the current plan. That's kind of the ideal, but one upstairs for when I'm actually planning. And I don't have to run up and down the stairs. I'm lazy. I try to save stairs. Some days that's necessary for me, and other days I don't mind walking up and down the stairs. But I kind of have a bit of a rash going back. Look, a little red face today on the camera to me. But anyways, that's kind of all I've got. Like I said, we went out shopping today. I had a doctor appointment this morning, so I had to go get my eyes checked. I have to do that every 6 months because of the medication I'm on. He did say he wants to start doing the test every 6 months too, which I asked when I set up the appointment. I'm like, usually they make me do the field vision test before I have the exam. And she says, oh, I don't think you need that. I said, well, could you please check? Because I don't want to get there for the exam and have him say, well, you're supposed to have this done first. So she checked and she called back and she said, oh, he says you only have to do that once a year. Well, this time he specifically said you need to have that field vision every 6 months and then the exam, because he goes, there's some changes in your retina, but the medication, if you get toxicity from it, causes a darkening of the retina in a bullseye pattern, like a target pattern. He says yours is, there's no bullseye pattern, and it's lightening of the retina. So he goes, it's not medication, but we need to keep a close eye on you, because it can be harder to tell if you start getting the other one because it's lightening already. So a darkening might be harder to notice because it's getting lighter. So if it starts to get darker, but it's not darker than it was last time, so it got confusing. But so I'm like, fine, I can come every 6 months. That's fine. I want my eyesight, so yes, I will come every 6 months. Anyways, that's all I've got to share today. Hopefully, my last YouTube video about what I got at Hobby Lobby last time finally uploaded. I've been trying to upload it for it's probably getting close to a week now, but it just keeps staying processing and then goes into failure mode. So I really miss being able to upload directly from iMovie. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.